Introducing NASM One, NASM's ultimate membership program. Unlock access to everything your fitness career needs to succeed. Unlimited CEUs, free courses, access to our premium app, and exclusive discounts, all for $35 a month. NASM One is best-in-class tools, cutting-edge certifications, confidence in your craft, and everything you do as a personal trainer made easy, so we can achieve our greatest goals together as one.
You're listening to the NASM CPT Podcast with Richey, winner of the Sharecare Emmy Award for Social Storytelling and the official podcast of the National Academy of Sports Medicine.
Hey, y'all, and welcome to the NASM CPT Podcast. My name is Richey, and as much as my producer wants these episodes to be evergreen, let me just say, Happy New Year 2024. And then let me remind you all, and this is why it's important, I want to remind you all to be kind and welcoming to the new mob of people that are going to be coming in. And I know that there are a lot of jokes that go on the internet that has people being fake rude, like, oh, these people are coming in and it stinks. They're going to be gone in February anyway, but they're taking up my machines. Listen, there's no need to joke about it. My preference, because I remember when I first saw them, I laughed. I was like, oh my gosh, that's really funny. And then I started seeing year after year, more and more people posting about it. Let the members spout that garbage, but I don't expect any of my training community to do that, because we need to show and share kindness and provide a welcoming environment to people. And plus, the people that are showing up are your potential business, and who in their right mind would request that potential business leave the building? So first of all, do what's right and do what's ethical, and then also realize that's an opportunity for you to build your business. And then also, in addition to that, building business, just by doing that, you are in fact changing people's lives and inspiring them. So let me encourage that before we get into really the goal of what we're trying to do here on the show today, which is not to talk about not being rude. I just think that should be implicit in your daily life. With that said, I'd like to also acknowledge, for people who are not watching this on YouTube, my beard. That's right. Took a little time, some time off. And while I took the time off, I grew a little beard. And I don't know how long it's going to last. Don't know how long it's going to be there. For one main reason: my wife hates it. my wife hates it. So if you want to message me and say, hey, I want you to know, I think it looks really nice, then I will forward that to my wife. But if you also want to message me and be like, I agree with your wife, then I will also forward that to my wife. And she will disagree with many of you, and she will agree with people that hold her position. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to do it, how much longer I can start the new year off by making my wife upset. So let's see. Let's see what happens. All right. Now, to what actually our topic is for the day. I was having a conversation with my business partner at the gyms, and he said something like, what's going on? I was like, I got to run back home and set up and do a podcast. And he goes, man, how do you come up with all these ideas for the podcast? And I was like, I don't know. Sometimes people provide some. And he goes, what are you going to talk about today? And I'm trying to just figure out what he's got going on. So I just say, I don't know. What is your suggestion? And he goes, well, listen, I've been thinking about this, and I knew I'd baited that pretty well, because he's never really brought up before. But he goes, I've been thinking about this. He said, I want to know what is an acceptable amount of time to take off. And I was like, I'm interested, but where are you getting this from? And he said, well, listen, I had just gone on a vacation a few months ago, and then there's this time between Christmas and New Year's Day that many people take off. or Kwanzaa, right? So that time between Christmas and New Year's or Kwanzaa, that's a time that many people take off and they spend with their family and they spend with friends, they travel, but they don't work all the time like that. There's a lot of people, I know a lot of people do work. He goes, but I felt bad. I took a few days off, but I also came in to work for a few days. And I said, okay, that's good. How many did you train your normal amount of people in those few days? And he goes, oh, definitely no. That was definitely way slower. And I was like, all right, cool. So unless you are doing that for the money, the people are depending on you for workouts and stuff like that. I did a couple of virtuals during that Christmas to New Year Kwanzaa time. I did a few virtual sessions, but I got to be honest, like I like when clients want to do virtuals, but I also, in a week off, like, let me just do something. I like to be busy. I also like to do nothing, but I like to be busy. And there was a day, one morning, where I just did 3 sessions in a row, and I was Central Time. I went to visit my folks in Alabama, and I'm training my clients virtually that are in New York. So we started with them at 8 o'clock. So I think it was 7, 8, 9. I was done by 10 o'clock in the morning. I'd already come down, had some coffee, sat on the virtuals with a drink and relaxing and programming and delivering content. So that was great. I like doing that. But I still took time off, and I didn't take time off with my family because everybody moves super slow in the morning. So I was able to schedule at a time that I didn't have anything planned. So this question still is there. You may ask this to yourself, what is an acceptable amount of time to take off? And I think that there are several things that you should consider. When are many other people going to be gone where it doesn't actually behoove you to stay around as much? So let me just kind of go through some of the long weekends that you should look forward to and see if those are the weekends you're going to take off. And then maybe conversations you have with your clients, right? So what's the tendency? Did they take off MLK, because that's a long one, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, which is now a national holiday, Independence Day? That one, I'm pretty sure all y'all are going to take off some time. And I think you should, but also take some time off around it if you can extend it. So there's Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus or Indigenous Peoples Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving. Those are the main ones, including the ones we already talked about. And listen, if the typical clients, so there's typical weeks that clients are gone. And again, that New Year's to as a Christmas to New Year's Day or Kwanzaa, that's almost the majority of people that are going to be out there doing this are going to be doing that, right? So you're going to take at least some time off. Now, if they're not traveling, they might be close to the gym and they're not working, but they may want to go to the gym. Cool. But you may want to take some time off. You may want to take that break for yourself. I would also say another period of time that you should consider taking a week off is almost any week in the month of August, or better yet said, because I realized like in New York City, we are out the entire month of August. I know there are a lot of places when I grew up in Alabama, I think it was mid-August, early mid-August that we went back to school. Whatever it is that month before school starts back up, people just be disappearing. All right. They just disappear. And there is no reason that this is like vanilla sky when it is absolutely empty and scary in Times Square. There's nobody around, and you're sitting there going, I'm still here. Why aren't I making any money? Yeah, my question is, why are you even there? Take some time off too. No reason for you to show up. And you're going to have 2 or 3 people that are sticking around. No, I'm sticking around. I'm sticking around. I'll be here that week. And you'd be like, listen, that's the week I'm taking off. For me, mine was really tough. And I take off about a week every quarter. Some of that's vacation, but a lot of it is me leaving to do conferences. And in addition to a week, there are also times where I take long weekends. So anytime there's a long weekend, like those single days that I mentioned, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, Independence Day, Obviously, Thanksgiving, the length of that weekend is certainly welcome to take off, but there are also times where people are like, I want to come in Thanksgiving morning, or I want to come in the day after Thanksgiving because I'm taking time off. And some people are flagellating themselves for gluttony. And I would just talk them down off of that. Doesn't mean you can't train them, because doesn't mean you can't come in and work. But like, this isn't a workout for feast, right? So there you are. You felt a little gluttonous, so you are now coming in to make up for it, to burn off the calories that. We're going to look at this as a means of an opportunity for you to have some time off, and for your clients to realize that you don't have to treat meals in such a way. That's not necessary. So I'm just going to say, here are my thoughts. Here are my thoughts of some of the things you could do. Again, that time before the schools get back in session, the Kwanzaa week, but also my thoughts are, you can give your clients a program and say, hey, this is part of the program. You can give it to them for free and be like, I'm going to be gone. This is free for you. These are the workouts that we would have done if I'm not there. My suggestion also, a lot of people don't do this because they're scaredy, but to set them up with another trainer. But I will say this, like, another trainer, it's a good experience for them to be with somebody new. It's a good experience for the trainer to make a little extra money if they're going to be working more on weekends where their clients might be gone. So my clients are going to be gone. I'm still coming in because I'm not traveling. Can I make a few extra ducats by training your clients if you're going to be gone? And I'd say, if you're going to be gone, send them to somebody. If you are going to be around, ask people if they're going to be gone, and do they have any clients that they can recommend train with you? And just know that this is a relationship. You are not in there trying to steal clients, and nobody's trying to steal your clients. So, and then also to take little mini vacations. When you get those 1 day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, if you can add a few days on the front or the back of those and take a little extra time off, because training's a cool job. It's still a job. It's a cool job. It's still a job. And being able to recover from that. And a lot of times your clients aren't going to say, I can't believe you're taking so much time off, right? I don't think you should be in a position where you're taking that much time off, but you need to be aware of the time that you're taking off. My suggestion is somewhere between 2 to 4 weeks every year, including the extra days that are tacked on to the long weekends, unless you're in a position where you can take off longer and it doesn't affect your relationship with your clients, because they're kind of transient in some of these ways too. So that's my suggestion for you. Do with it what you will. It's me pontificating. This is not, I found papers and I'm citing sources on this. This is just from my experience, that if you can line up your vacation with others, have that conversation with your clients and find out what it is. Also, if you have 2 vacations back to back that are closer than you expected, but they are great opportunities for you, have a conversation with your clients. I guarantee you nobody's going to be mad at you. The more than likely will be very excited for you. And then if you give them responsibilities to do at the gym, then put that on them. See if they show up and do their part of the job. Anyway, thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, share with your fitness friends and family. It really does help us as a show get more exposure. I appreciate that. You want to contact me, you can hit me up on Instagram or Threads at dr.rickrichey, or you can email me, rick.richey@nasm.org. Y'all keep inspiring people to fitness. Thanks for listening. This has been the NASM CPT Podcast.